a Labubu doll, and it is just the latest viral collector trend to take over the world. This cute and slightly scary looking doll is in the hands of celebrities. It's getting unboxed online from millions of viewers, and it has now made the creator of this business a billionaire. But while
oh my God.
this is objectively impressive, of course, it is not exactly a unique story anymore. Just a few months ago, we had people stampeding Targets to get Stanley water bottles.
We haven't had people.
The true essence of fear.
It's the same group of people every single time. Everybody knows this.
Influencers spending millions of dollars on Pokemon cards, and you can probably think of a few dozen other examples of things that people collect. But it just seems that this trend of collecting is getting faster and faster.
I think
culture was just
this is going to be maybe a really hot take, but I think collecting things is like almost a mental disorder. I think it's weird. Like buying all of the consumer products of a certain type. I just like, I mean, when I was a little kid, right, I wanted to have like Mario figurines and stuff like that, but I was like 9. Like now, people make collections of stuff, and I'm like, why do you? What are you doing? What? I guess, and look, and I can say this, but look at my mount collection. But the thing is, I'm not doing that anymore. And I can look back and be like, oh, that was fun, but it was dumb.
I can't move.
Like, damn, man. Fills the void, I guess? No, this is collecting socially acceptable hoarding.
organizing baseball cards.
It's worse.
Coins or something in your basement, and now we have people literally
collecting coins is different because people do this as appreciating assets. If you are collecting things in order to, hold on to them so they will appreciate and value, that is a different issue than people that are just collecting Funko Pops or Labubus. I thought the guy saying Labubu was like, he just made up a funny name for bullshit. I didn't know this was a real thing.
Throwing hands outside of stores to get their hands on a plastic doll.
This happens
and not like young kids, at the playground throwing hands, like grown adults exchanging fists. And
they just do that because they're scalpers and they want to sell them online. I mean, it's just like them selling anything. It's not really.
This is happening while climate change destroys the planet. We set new records for loneliness, financial instability, and general dissatisfaction with how life is going. And
here's the thing: is that I don't know if he's going to cover this or not, but it's a well-established phenomenon that a lot of people in times of financial and emotional distress and turmoil end up spending more money on stupid bullshit. They do. They spend more money on it then during a recession.
That a coincidence? Absolutely fucking not.
Jesus. How will Boo-Boo ruin collector culture?
So a few months ago, I watched a video from our friends over at Answer in Progress about this doll. And the only thing I could think of was those bloody Stanley water bottles. Like, I know that one is a water bottle the size of your head and the other is a kid's toy that's giving some real, like, Chucky vibes, I guess. But
they're the exact same. They're stupid collector's items for people that have more money than sense to collect because they have nothing other than that in their lives. They're just stupid little things for people to do.
Around these two trends feels the same. And I would know because on this channel, we have covered a lot of the biggest consumer trends that happen.
I like this guy already. I'm going to subscribe to him. I like this guy. He's an asshole and he thinks this stuff is stupid, just like I do.
Last 4 years, you may have seen some of them.
Yeah, I like
subscriber to this channel. So I think we can probably say confidently that the interesting collecting stuff is not going away anytime soon. But now I'm going to give you my sort of personal perspective on this subject as an anti-collector. I have made it my pride and joy in my life to not really collect stuff. The only thing that comes even remotely close to that is a collection of pottery that is in our house, but really that is all led by my wife. And one of the only ways that we've really been able to justify owning an absurd number of mugs is because we use them on a daily basis. They are a practical object for us. And that's actually...
Exactly. Like, I collect money. That's one of the things that I like collecting. Other than that, what else do I collect? Yeah, I like collecting money. That's about it.
Pretty rare amongst collectors. Yeah. My wife just looked at me and then whispered the words Beanie Babies because as she rightfully points out, and I suppose I should come clean on, I did collect Beanie Babies as a kid.
Yes, whenever you were 9. We all did because we were 9. Of course, I remember the golden age before 9/11. Okay? Before the Twin Towers, the year is 1999 or 2000, and McDonald's is doing a Happy Meal collaboration with Beanie Baby. My mom and I are going to McDonald's. It's on Fox News primetime that the new Beanie Babies at McDonald's are out, and we're going there to get them. Okay? You guys don't even realize how much we've lost. 9/11 was like a fucking, it was a bigger timeline altering event than, dare I say it, Harambe. It was even bigger than that. If you can imagine that. There's some younger people in here. We lived in a totally different world before 9/11. And yes, we collected Beanie Babies because we were 9.
And that is embarrassing. That is embarrassing.
We were 9!
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So we did find an article that was written by an actual professor on the subject, and he seems to know what he's talking about. And he gathered 3 basic reasons as to why we collect stuff as a society. Institutional collecting and the associated appropriation of culture, which I interpreted as the way that we preserve history and culture.
Yeah, I think that's a structural thing, the way the museums are. He's making a cultural critique, not an individual one. That makes sense. Obviously, we should try to critique and collect and keep artworks, obviously.
Typically at like an institutional level, like a museum.
Yeah,
the particularities of the wealthy collector market.
True.
So this is like using it as a wealth tool, buying and trading.
People diversify assets and they put their value in fine art, things like that. He's totally right about this.
Stuff, right? Like think about art and whatnot. And then
and of course nowadays they do it. Oh, Furbies, we love that.
Individual collector as a psychological oddity, which is all to say that
the individual collector is a psychological oddity. That is the much more politically correct way of saying exactly what I say.
People are just weird and like weird stuff, I guess. That's my favorite category. So he elaborates on this a lot more in the full article. But basically what he's saying is that a collection can be a means of accumulating wealth, of retaining some sort of cultural tradition, or a connection to a community that you find interesting. A full manifestation of the collector culture is one that does all 3 of those things.
Of course.
Now, this made a lot of sense to me, but I was also not surprised to learn that collections became a lot more popular after the advent of the internet. Because of course,
because it made people more mentally ill. Yeah, that tracks. I believe that. I don't need any evidence for that. I believe it.
Like everything else, internet took something that humans have always done and just made it faster and more problematic.
Yeah.
Today, more and more people are collecting, and they're collecting more and more things.
They
and
sure
this is most common, particularly amongst younger generations. As a millennial here, I have to clarify that younger generations means like Gen Zs, which are like people that are just coming out of high school now,
26,
or kind of like
27.
in university, not like young people, like kids, because this is actually not a story about kids collecting toys. It's about adults collecting toys.
Yeah, see, this is the fucking, this right here, bro. That's the way I feel. You need to stop. This is enough. That's literally you if you shave your head. I know that, but I'm not unboxing dolls. That's the difference.
But more importantly, the act of collecting has changed a lot. Collecting used to happen over the course of your lifetime. If you happened to find something that you liked or you were really interested in it, you would buy it. And you'd maybe hit some garage sales now and then for a specific thing that you had in mind. Creating a collection was an organic,
do not do this.
Process. One that
you have a collection of vacuum cleaners. That you remember when I was talking about like the 2% of people that like could be institutionalized? If you own more than 23 vacuum cleaners, you you're going to an instant. We're gonna put you. You're going somewhere else immediately right now. Like, get your shit.
Cultivated over years of having this one weird little niche interest.
Yeah.
This is like the original treasure hunt experience that modern consumerism tries to replicate
And
today.
that's the problem, though, right? Is the treasure hunt experience doesn't exist anymore because it's all fabricated and totally fake. Like whenever whenever Goku's collecting the Dragon Balls, he's doing it so he can bring somebody back to life. When somebody's collecting all of the pieces of I don't know, some scroll that was destroyed in the burning of the Library of Alexandria, he's doing it for a reason. There's a purpose for it, right? But but there's no purpose for this. This is just it. What I find to be so soulless about modern day collecting is that I think that collecting things becomes kind of interesting whenever it's something that wasn't meant to be a collectible. But you're doing this and it's meant for, it's like they're saying, hey, does anybody have a mental disorder? You do? Do you have $50? Okay, give it to me. That's it. Yeah, you never even play with them. Yeah, it's weird. Magic the Gathering? Yes, but Magic, at least there's a function that you use the cards for, right? You can play with the cards.
But now, this emotional attachment is kind of gone.
What about coin collectors? Collecting for investment purposes is totally normal. I am talking about weirdos that collect stupid, annoying, modern-day trend items just because they're compulsive. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the guy that leads one of the cartels in South America who's collecting all of the fine art from some